Okay, hi, my name is Mari,
And my name is Isabel.
and you're listening to Spotlight. So, we're super excited to have our guest Presley here today with us. She's an up and coming artist and she's independent, so we're extremely excited for this conversation. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, your music, and just whatever you want to share?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Hi, everyone. My name is Presley. I play guitar and piano, and I sing, and I've been doing music for as long as I can remember. I released my first album in December of 2025, and I also play live music. I've been playing live music since I was like 12, so I do that a lot around LA and Newport and San Diego. I also DJ and produce, and yeah, that's basically it.
Wow, that's like insane. I didn't know you did all of that. That's incredible. I know we've talked a little bit about kind of like your career and the music that you produce and everything. Sorry. But we would love to know a little bit about your marketing plan. I know we were in class and you mentioned one day that you had like a 40-page marketing plan, and I know me and Maury were in shock. So we would just love to know a little bit about what you're creating and what you're planning, especially as an independent artist. Marketing is so important. Yeah, we just love to know a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I did come up with a whole like slide deck of like my marketing plan because I think branding is very, very important. Like when someone sees you, they need to automatically associate you with something for you to stick, especially because everything's like super oversaturated. You have to be like special. So soon after I released my album, I was working on my marketing plan, and then I was just like, you know what, I just need to start this. Like, I can't make it any more perfect. So I started releasing content in February, and I've been posting every day since. And yeah, this is a little bit of my marketing plan and table of contents. Yeah, I talk about branding, aesthetic, and audience analysis, engagement, and then content planning and an editorial calendar. And I can go through this in more detail, but basically I just did a lot of research myself on like how to, you know, like utilize the algorithm, make it onto the For You page, and how to market yourself as a musician, because I think that's really the only way to get discovered now.
Like the algorithm, I know that I feel like there's so much discourse about it, about, oh, can you figure out the algorithm or is it constantly changing?
Yeah.
Like what is your opinion on that or your experience? Because I know some people are like, okay, once you get it down, you can constantly show up on pages. But then other people are like, it's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
You never really know if you can show up on a page. Like what is your kind of like, I guess your recipe for like
Yeah.
how you're gonna go about it and everything?
So yeah, I think the viral predictability is really hard. Like you can't. I know like also people joke about, they're like, oh, I spent like 2 minutes on this video, and then like a couple of hours on this video, and the 2 minute one went viral.
Right.
So you can't, I don't think, predict what goes viral. But I think there is a consistent thing with all these social media and any just apps at all, and that is they reward like consistency.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen this with I was telling you about another social media I have for this supplement business I was making. And I started posting, videos talking about health and supplement in May of 2025. So it's almost been a year now. And since then, I have a couple thousand followers, but like a lot of my views have gone up. Like I got 1 million views on one video, and like it was like months of like 10 to 100 views. And I feel like once TikTok or Spotify or any algorithm sees that you're consistently posting, they will push your content more and definitely reward that. So I think that's one thing to keep in mind. And then the second thing is that if you can have just like higher quality in any way, that just helps you a little bit with competition. So whether it's like a microphone or you're filming with a camera or like a ring light, just like anything to like be a little more like higher quality than anyone else, it shows like a little more effort, and like people, I feel like that. But yeah, I would say the biggest thing to focus on is the consistency, and then everything else will come after that.
I mean, I just looked at your social media earlier. I know we connected in class, but I could definitely tell that everything from the post to the stories, the captions, it all went very hand in hand. And I think that's so important. When I think of like the biggest artists that I can think of, I think I have a very clear image in my head of
Yeah.
what they represent, what they stand for, and like what their brand means.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And I think I'm actually a marketing major, and I think I just like I have such an appreciation for I think the attention to detail that goes into your branding and marketing plan, because I feel like there was a report that came out earlier this year. I don't remember who released it, but it was talking about how like fandoms are one of the biggest trends of like this like I think 2025 2026.
Yeah.
And I think that like even though fandoms is like this huge scale of like Barbie and like all these different movies and stuff like that, I think it definitely speaks to people's, I guess, desire to be a part of like a fan base that has such a strong identity, that has a feeling, that has like this vibe that they can feel a part of, like a really big like community. So I think it's awesome that you're doing that with your brand, because I think that creation of like those loyal fans who are a part of that experience is so important. And I think that actually gets me to being curious a little bit about when you think about your fan base and your following, especially because like marketing and having followers is, I guess, gaining more importance, I guess, to some people's opinions. In your perspective, how important do you think having a following is to being able to land like a record deal? And kind of how important is having those followers to the future of like your brand and your music?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, first of all, for record deals, almost like necessary, right? Like not even important. Like they won't even like look at you if you don't have that. Yeah. So it's necessary for that. Other thing for audience analysis, I have 5 tips to invite, like, to maximize viewers and like maximize your reach. So the first thing is like leading with feeling, not promotion. So that's one thing I feel like people in the music industry have to balance, because if every song is just you like lip syncing your song, like, you know, people want to know who you are. And I think one of the ones like person who came to talk to us was saying that as well, like you have to like find something else that you can like talk about that makes you relatable, because like making songs and being a singer isn't relatable to everyone, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then yeah, obviously the short form and high impact content, so like behind the scenes, visuals and stuff like that, and like hooks, and then consistency over perfection, and then also building emotional continuity, so reusing the colors, reusing the fonts and the lighting, so people like can have this like visual universe of like who you are. And the last thing is to like invite interaction, so like make your fans like feel like you care about like their input and you care about their thoughts and you actually like value interacting with them. So like saying like, you know, like what do you think of this song, or like should I add this lyric or that, or does this song feel like more like pink, or does it feel more purple? Mm-hmm. So you create like a sense of community, not just like viewers and followers. And there's a lot of people with just viewers and followers, and you know that's at the end of the day for like musicians not a good thing, because you want people like physically show up to your shows and stuff.
Really? I actually have like a side note question. I think like I remember in the beginning of the semester we were talking about Passman's book, and about how obviously Passman's book specifically is like for the superstars who have so much access to like, you know, these different people who are already in a position where like they can have agents and managers. Right? Yeah, right. Exactly. So I'm curious to know, for you as an independent artist, because you have so much on your plate, but I'm really curious, like, do you have, I guess, that team of like, do you have people, even if it's like your friends or like your family, who like contribute to like making things happen or contribute to filming social media? Like I remember you were posting your video or your photos or videos of you putting up your posters, mm-hmm. and I was like, oh my god, I wonder who's behind the camera. Like that's really cool. So I would just like love to know like who's your team that you have right now as an independent artist.
Yeah, I mean, I also like I'm trying to do everything I can without like spending money, mm-hmm. and so like, you know, it's kind of like marketing on a budget, but you can, right? And especially people who support you. I mean, my first music video that I released, my mom filmed. I can see if it's on my YouTube, and there was there was like outtakes because she kept like slowly turning the camera down, so it would just be faced on like my like mid like just body, and it was so fun. But yeah, I mean, there's people who will definitely want to do it for you. You don't need to like hire a videographer, photographer.
Yeah. She probably loved watching you like
Yeah.
do your music videos.
I
So
know.
she's getting distracted. She's like, oh, I love this.
And then my friends filmed, like I was just like, I printed out some flyers for my single, and I was like, do you guys want to like come with me to like put this up in Venice? And then for photo shoots, yeah, I mean, I haven't even collabed that much with like photographers. I just am like, hey, can you like take this video of me or take this picture of me, like just random friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was definitely like people who can like help you out with that. And then yeah, here's my like a little clip of this music video, and then I edited it like,
Oh wait, that's so
yeah, I edited it
cool.
by myself.
Wait, that looks like really good though. Wait, that's like really good though. Even like the
Yeah.
overlays and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
That looks
That's
really
great.
cool.
So I mean, we use like a good camera for that, but yeah, I mean, find people who like you can find people who want to do that and who also like love that and like love to support you. And then yeah, I like really, especially like female artists, I just like really encourage them to learn music production, because I think I think it's 80% of music producers are male, especially like successful ones.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, you know, experiencing these producers, they wouldn't even know what they're doing and like what I wanted. I'm like, you know, I can just learn to do this by myself. And it's actually like a lot easier than people like put on. And I just like, I also really don't like how like men can just like gatekeep and be like, oh, this is like so hard, like, you know. And so I also think about too how much more money like an artist would make if you just produced your own music. And so that's what I do. And it definitely had like a learning curve. But yeah, I just say like do as much as you can do, especially because it's like nothing's hidden now. You can look up anything on the internet. You can reach out to anyone, and like you don't need exactly, you don't need a producer, you don't need a videographer. Like it'll be nice like once you have those things and you don't have to do the work, but in the meantime like you can do it and like have fun with it. And you also, I think, learn more about like who you are as a musician and like getting to do all this by yourself.
Okay, so we have one last question. Obviously, you're a talented musician.
Thank you.
And I think you're also a very talented marketer as well. This is very impressive, having done this all yourself. So having balanced those two things that you've talked about, do you think that in this day and age, hits are made, like the music itself, or do you think they're just discovered? Because I mean, personally, I would describe myself as a very casual music listener. I mean, I listen to music, but it's not like something seriously I do in my pastime. And I would say like almost half of the songs I add to my playlists are just random song clips that come up on TikTok. And sure, they're probably not the greatest pieces of art created, but they just happen to come up on my For You page. They just happen to hit my algorithm, and that's what I see, that's what I add. So I would like to hear your opinions on that.
Yeah, I think they're definitely discovered, especially when people are like, oh, like I wish we could have like music in the 80s. Like, you know, back then it was like people were like making hits, and like these people were like extremely talented. But you can be extremely talented and it's not enough anymore. Like you have to have a following, you have to have a brand, you have to like go viral and be discovered. And especially like going on to that point, there's a lot of like TikTok songs that are actually like shit and I could like replicate in 1 second, but they're like viral, you know what I mean? So it's mainly more about just like, I don't know, if you can get yourself out there to like people who don't even really have like too much of a high standard for like music quality, and it's nice if something can be like very like well mastered and mixed, and like you spent a lot of time on the lyrics and everything's great, but like it, like even if you have a great song, that doesn't mean it's gonna like be good. So that's like another thing I try to like encourage artists to just like release, because you know, your song doesn't have to be perfect, and if you like keep waiting like for to have a perfect song and to release it, like that's just, it's not gonna like work, I feel like, in today's like how it works. So yeah.
It's almost like at this point it's more quantity over quality, I feel.
Yeah.
I agree. Wow, Presley, I'm just honestly, I think this conversation honestly has got me more in awe of you as an artist. And like, just like as a marketer and everything you do, like managing school and your marketing and your producing of your music, like that's incredible. And I just like, I think I love the mentality that you carry into your work and really like the care you have for other artists as well. I think that's just incredible. But yeah, I mean, I guess as we're closing out, are there any, I mean, you've been spreading wisdom this entire time. Like, you've been giving really good tips for independent artists. But I'm like, do you have any final words, I guess, about, even if it is like like a final couple tips or like anything you would like to say?
I mean, I would like to say for like anyone, like, I mean, having like the dream to, you know, like be an artist and be famous can be like really big and overwhelming in societies, like, you know, you can't do it and whatever. But for anyone and like any dream that you have, like, you know, you have that like desire for a reason, and not everyone has that same desire. And I think whatever desires you have means that you're capable of doing it. So I think it's really important to like remind yourself that and like let go of doubt and fear, because when you let go of doubt and fear and resistance, like you're able to actually like express yourself and try your best. So yeah, I think just I heard someone say that one time, like if you desire it, that means like in like, you know, like quantum entanglement or something, like some version of you has had it. So like you're capable of it. So I mean, that's a whole other thing, but yeah, just knowing that your desires, like, you have them for a reason, and you're capable of it. And like when you start believing that, and a lot of people say that, you know, all these artists were like delusional and they like 100% believe that they're gonna make it. So even if you have to just like, you know, be a little delusional and believe in yourself, like it does make a big difference.
For sure. I mean, I agree completely. I think listening to you talk to us today has definitely been inspirational. For me, my main takeaway was in our classes, we've talked so much about how this new music industry, how many challenges it comes with AI, with the saturation of the market, and how big social media is, how important it is. But I think it's so amazing to hear how you have kind of flipped that on its head. And even though there are so many challenges, it's all about perspective. A challenge can also be an opportunity, and I think you've really done a great job at capitalizing on all of the resources that are out there, even though they may be challenging.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, thank you so much for talking to us today. You're listening to Spotlight.
Thank you.